This is the Signs of the Times. Yours truly, Jim Allen, along with my engineer, Sister EJ. Thanks, EJ. All right, joining us right now is Alexander Keeley. Mr. Keeley, how are you, sir?
I'm doing great, thank you. How are you doing?
Not bad for an old man. I got your press release here. Imagine a Change paves the way for solving public issues. It's a nonprofit setting goals to bring people, businesses, and government together. I like the way you think. I like the way you even, one time he called here and just challenged me. He's like, oh, wait a minute. What are you saying? You remember that call?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he was like, what are you
saying?
Yeah, so I appreciate that because I'm a strong believer in them. Just because I say it and think it doesn't mean it's true. But I'm looking for the truth, and I'm looking for people who also are seeking the truth. Go ahead, Alexander. Tell me a little bit about this imagineachange.org.
Well, you're right on. I mean, we basically, when I was in college, we would always debate and research different issues, and we were required to read the news and stay up with public issues. Mm-hmm. But after a while of doing that, you can really easily become disappointed in how we solve problems, because whether it's the Congress or the city council or the county council, it always seems like we're stuck somewhere. You know what I mean? Yeah,
loggerheads here. You can't just, like, what do they call it? Deadlocked.
Right, deadlock, yeah.
Yeah. And go ahead.
Mm-hmm. So basically what Imagine a Change does is it allows people to talk about their opinions freely, so that instead of just talking about an issue and hearing some 30-second clip of someone speaking about it, and then 5 minutes of analysis by some reporter or whatever, you can actually go deeper and have a really good discussion about public issues.
And I think that something that stood out when I talked to you briefly today was the fact that mm-hmm. when you were in college, starts with a D. What school did you go to? Dickinson, that's right. Went to Dickinson, and you said you were a Christian and your roommate was a Muslim, and you used to get into some really sometimes engaging, sometimes heated, but always interesting debates with your roommate.
Yeah, always. But he's my best friend, and I love him. And we always would get into great debates, but we'd always have a problem because oftentimes we'd get the news from different sources, and then it's like you can't even talk because you're coming from two different places.
Sure.
So that's why actually we have created Imagine a Change news forum, and we're trying to build that up. We're trying to get people to come and participate as journalists.
Is this an online participation, or how are you looking to engage people?
Well, yeah, our first goal is to get people to participate online. And once we have some really good participation, then we're going to start. Imagine a Change is actually going to start trying to focus people's thoughts and conversations on particular issues. Mm-hmm. So we're going to remain independent, and I think that's key for this organization, and it's key for people in America, because a lot of times, like the news or newspapers or television media, they have some agenda.
Let me read. Go ahead.
And being a nonprofit, we can try and stay away from that as much as possible.
Let me just share some excerpts from the press release. And
sure, go ahead.
You all can go to www.imagineachange.org and hook up with Alexander Keeley and his group. And I'm reading a press release dated last week. It says, Imagine a Change nonprofit organization today announced the launch of an ambitious online forum on their website that has the ability to literally bring everyone in America together for discussing public issues. At a time where people are constantly told that they must wait for improvements to happen, this breakthrough is a refreshing twist on how Americans can improve America. Americans should not be forced to wait until the next person comes into city, county, state, or national office, wait until more officials finally decide they want to discuss an issue, or wait for wrongs to be righted. Imagine a Change, an organization created in 2004, was created so that Americans, not the mass media, businesses, politicians, the wealthy, or any other special interest group, can lead the way in creating a better country. Now, he says here in the website, in the press release, finally, One example of the problem Imagine a Change is trying to fix is the situation that surrounds the people of New York and former governor of New York, Eliot Spitzer. Keeley says Governor Spitzer's disgraceful actions were an infinitesimally small offense compared to the calamity cast upon the people of New York. For days, the mass media plastered news stories all across the television and newspaper, even stooping so low as to have former current prostitutes on television describing their similar experiences. He says, what happened to the issues that the people of New York based their votes on, which they elected to champion on their behalf? They were thrown to the side, and the people of New York were the ones that suffered. So let me ask you, in light of that, is the main thing to cut through the subterfuge that's put forward by the media, or is the primary thing, the platform for discussion and debate?
Well, it is a primary form for discussion and debate. I mean, the people shouldn't have to just turn on a TV and then hear 5 days of constant, celebrity talk about somebody's breakup or someone was put in jail who's a high-profile celebrity. I mean, that's not. We have people during that same time who are on the streets, homeless, or who don't have health care, or who have all other different problems, and then the mass media is focused on some inconsequential thing.
And I tell you what, and I think you make a good point, Alex. And I've been saying the same thing about the church. Many churches today, they're focusing on things that are fleeting. And these issues that are most important to us, like you said, nutrition, housing. Of course, you got to deal with the spirit, but it's hard to preach to somebody who's hungry. It's hard, you've got to deal with people. So I think you're looking at an overarching kind of bridge between communities, societies, people, different faiths to be able to have somewhere to talk. And I think that's a wonderful thing. What do you think are the key issues that we should be discussing as opposed to what the media puts forth as things that we should be focused on? Speaking
for Imagine a Change,
right.
I don't really want to kind of say, oh, we should be doing this or this, because we're trying to remain independent.
So you want the... Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Well, but I want, if people feel passionate about something, or for example, like organizations, groups that are trying to accomplish something, like there's a group in Montgomery County called Action in Montgomery, and it's a coalition of churches, and they have some immigration issues. They have housing issues. I mean, look what happened in PG County with immigration, right?
Absolutely, and parts of Virginia.
And parts of people, thousands of people, I believe, left the county because they're afraid that they're going to be, sent, deported or something. I mean, this is affecting not only adults, but it's affecting kids. And what I want to do is say, look, we can't, when we elect someone to office, we can't just say, oh, well, now that, you said you're going to do this, so, go ahead. We have to hold ourselves responsible, and we have to hold them responsible. And the only way we can do that is by, talking together online. I think is the easiest way to do so. And we can talk together and make sure that they carry out what we elected them to do.
How does one access the running conversation online at imagineachange.org?
Well, all you have to do is go to the home website, and then you just have to register on the forum.
Okay.
There's a picture on the right that says Imagine a Change online forum. And do you see it?
No, I'm in the studio. I do not have a computer. Okay. EJ has the computer. I went on there earlier today. I just want you to tell folks how they can get engaged.
Sure. Well, all you have to do is click on that link on the right. We actually have a how-to participate tutorial that tells you exactly what you need to do to register. And all you have to do, you go to the home page and it says how to participate.
That's all. That's what I needed to know. Good man. Yeah. Good man. I tell you what, I'm talking to Alexander Keeley. You're an inspiration to me, Alexander, because it's easy to criticize. It's easy to point out things that are flawed. But I'm one to think in the midst of pointing out where we can improve, we should point out where things are working and where people are putting forth a genuine effort to make things better for everybody else. And and I get the sense that that's what you're trying to do here. So
Right.
we've got to applaud you for that.
Thank
All right,
you
young
so
man,
much.
listen, you keep up the good work, and keep emailing me, keep listening, and please keep calling me because I need the support from you as well.
Oh, I will. Thank you
All
so
right,
much.